On today's Into Your Head, number 665, how to identify a fork, horse meat snobbery, how to escape a bear, managing unattended yoyos, something about George Orwell, fear of the light, owning encyclopedias, Pope Benedict's retirement plans, wine for cats, and lots more.
Into your head.
Two retiring popes walk into a bar. One of the retiring popes goes straight up to the bar counter and says, "Hello, can I have a pint of your finest unblessed Pope wine blood, please? Unblessed blood wine, I think. I don't know what you non-popes refer to it as. I've spent the last several years as a pope and I'm a bit out of touch, quite frankly, although I'm looking forward to getting back in touch again now. I'm going to get back in touch with the dregs of society, hence being here in your bar." And the man behind the bar says, "You do realise this is your private bar in the papal holiday residence in the Vatican?" And the Pope says, "Yes, I do. We all have to start somewhere, you know. We all have to start somewhere. I didn't start as the Pope, and I'm sure you, sure as Christ to hell as Christ, that you didn't start as a senior barman like you are today. No, we all have to start somewhere, and I'm starting here on my journey down to base level to reconnect. I'm starting in my private bar here in the Vatican." And the man behind the bar says, "Fair enough. Who's that other fella which is? He a retiring pope too?" And the Pope says, "Yes, he is, but that's just out of habit. There's always two of us going in these stories. It always starts with two of whatever the star of the story is. For example, two cats or two dogs, or two, in this instance, two retiring popes walk into a bar. But the other fella, he's just a token retiring pope. He's not real at all. That would be ridiculous. Two retiring popes at the same time. You only get one retiring pope every 600 years or so. So don't worry your pretty little head. Think of it as Noah's Ark. You have two of everything, because you need two to reproduce. If there's ever going to be another retiring pope, me and the other fella here are going to have to get together and reproduce, in which case we'll both have to retire first, or we'll be breaking the rules of our celibacy." Well, no, we're getting distracted there. We've a lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be addressed, topics. Topics. We've got lots and lots of topics. We're positively booming to the seams with topics. We've got topics coming out of this brain, this branular tissue that fills up my head. Hopefully it fills up my head with crap, because that's what this program is about. This program is about crap. That's not to say that this program is crap. It's about crap. We spout crap for half an hour or so, a couple of times a week. On average, no fixed schedule anymore, but don't worry your pretty little head about that. There's about 2 shows a week. It's just like with the Pope Benedict arc thing. There's about 2 animals a week going in through this podcastual feed. Sometimes there'll only be 1, sometimes there'll be 3, sometimes there'll be 1 and it'll be double length. Sometimes there'll be 4 and they'll be 3 minutes long each. Sometimes there'll be no popes at all, in which case I'll have nothing to podcast about, so in that case there might be a break or something, but don't worry, this isn't a recession of the Into Your Head podcast. No, it's just the loosening up of this. If I keep going on about it, you'll start to worry. You, the listener, will start to worry, although there's nothing wrong with worry. Worry keeps us alive, you know. If you're in the woods and you see a bear shit, sitting and he's just finishing and he's wiping his arse and pulling his fur back up and he's about to look around. The best thing you could do in that instinct is worry in that instance, because if you worry, then you'll do something about it. You'll get up and go and hide up a tree, or you'll run away, or you'll do whatever you're supposed to do when a bear makes its presence felt. Or maybe you won't know what to do, but at least you'll try to do something, which is better than doing nothing. Unless, of course, if I were to look it up right now and see what's the official advice on what to do when there's a bear, maybe the advice will be to do nothing, in which case it might be better to not notice the bear at all, in which case you'll do nothing, or you might carry on doing whatever you were doing, which is something. Well, then you won't be doing nothing. So I suppose it's a lot more complicated than it looks at first. Well, that's not the point. The whole point is fear is a good thing. Fear of the dark, because if you fear the dark, you'll put the light on, and then fear of the light is even better because you save a lot of money on electricity. Electricity prices here in Ireland are through their fucking roof at the moment. They've been going up every fucking October 1st for the last 85 years. We're being bogged down in bills here. So no, if I was to develop a fear of the light here, I think that might be a good thing. I could turn off the light. I could say, turn off the light. Is that a thing? There's a thing. Turn on the lights. This is it. Was it the Muppet Show or something? I don't know. Let's have a look at the internet and see if we can find out what. Turn on the lights. This is it. Something. Let's see. Internet. Turn on the lights. This is it. Search. An American rapper future. No, that's not it. Something. Not to something. No, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing at all. It's just a thing I made up in my brain when I was a child and I thought it was a thing. I don't know. I think I went around mumbling it for 3 years. My parents would say, all he's doing is turn on the lights. This is it song again. Isn't that great? I wonder what that's from. It's from the Muppet Show. Of course, we didn't have the internet in those days. We had to make do with what we had, which was a set of Collier's encyclopedias with 2 dictionaries and a set of 10 free children's book collections which came with it. Still have them. Still have my Collier's Encyclopedia hardback editions and Collier's Encyclopedia yearbooks which came out every year. It was like a Time magazine once a year with a hardback cover on it, and they look good on your shelf. I've got them going up to around 1984, the year George Orwell decided we were all going to die or become prisoners or something. I can't remember what exactly. There was an anniversary of George Orwell's 1984 recently, if I remember rightly. The BBC were doing 85 different programmes about it. They said, there's some sort of an anniversary, something to do with 1984, which was rather confusing because it's 2013 now. 1984 was 29 years ago, so it's not like it's a round number or anything. So they're probably celebrating the anniversary of his death, or the anniversary of the time he wrote something or something. I don't know. I'm more of an animal thing myself, or Lord of the Flies. That's what they call his other book, Lord of the. Have you ever read Lord of the Flies? You probably haven't. You probably spent half your life listening to crap on the internet instead. Lord of the Flies was another book by George Orwell. It was basically about an island with a load of kids on it who all went mental and killed each other and started going around stabbing each other to death with forks. Not real forks, a fake fork. Although who's to say what's a real fork or a fake fork? Well, I'm pretty sure they didn't have any cutlery, so they had to make their own. If you make your own fork, is that a fake fork? I don't know, but I do know that I've just come up with a title for this episode that's better than my current working title of Pope Benedict's Art, which I'll delete now and we'll put in fake forks. There we go. Will we call it George Orwell's fake forks? I don't know. I will think about it. We'll think about it later. At least I will. You probably won't. Maybe you will. Maybe you're thinking about it right now. You're looking at the episode title to see what I decided on in the end. So you have a a future insight into this at the moment that I don't have. Well, you don't have it at the moment at time of recording. At time of recording, you haven't even heard about this yet. So don't be getting up on your high horse with your, look at me, I'm superior because I'm in the future. You're not. I'm superior because I'm in the future. We can't all be in the future at the same time. It's like a seesaw. If I'm in the future, you're in the past. And if you're in the future, I'm in the past. And we go up and down and up and down and up and down like a seesaw, or like a yo-yo, or like a yo-yo that's hanging off a seesaw. So nobody has to operate the yo-yo itself. Or would that work? If you put a yo-yo on one end of a seesaw and the seesaw was working, would the yo-yo bounce up or down? I don't know. I don't know much about the laws of physics. I don't go studying that sort of thing. Anyway, on with the show.
Follow Neil at twitter.com/intoyourheadpod and pretend to like him at facebook.com/intoyourheadpodcast.
Now, I know what you're thinking there, or rather I don't. I have no fucking idea what you're thinking. I'm not a fucking psychic. I'm not a psychic of any kind, either a fucking psychic or a non-fucking psychic. I'm not a, that's the irony of it though. If I want to call it a non-fucking psychic, I still have to use that vulgar word. If I want to say a fucking psychic or a non-fucking psychic, either way I have to swear. That's fucking ridiculous. So I might as well just say a fucking psychic, or because if I say a non-fucking psychic, that stresses it even more. It sounds even more vulgar. So there's no way around it. That's why people swear. There's no way around it. You can't say I don't believe in swearing, so I'm not going to say cunt. Well, then you've said cunt, just like they did in The Onion recently. They did a joke where they called some child star a cunt, and then all hell broke loose. The Satan's, the demons of hell broke loose and came flooding down in torrents of rain all over the land. What you don't remember is that you need rain. In this world, well, in this country anyway, you need rain because we grow things. I don't know if you people in other countries grow things or you just make them in factories, but over here we grow things. Before the factory doesn't just make things out of nothing. No, we grow things and then we send them to factories, and then the factory seasons them with salt and chemicals and packages them and puts preservatives on them and then sends them to some German supermarket that sells them, and then everybody's happy. Well, everybody except the people who don't like horse meat. People have a problem with horse meat now. In my day, you'd give your right teeth for to have a taste of a nice bit of horse meat. At least if it was a steak or something. I suppose horse mince mightn't be as attractive. Certainly wouldn't be interested in trying a horse sausage, but that's the case with horse sausages are made of crap, so a horse sausage can't be although maybe it is. Which would you prefer, pig crap or horse crap? Here's a question for you. In my day, horses were considered far superior to any other four-legged farm animal. No, but people say, no, stop putting horse crap in our sausages. We just want pig crap and cow crap. No horse crap. Too far. Fuck off. Get over yourselves. You're making yourselves look stupid. You're making yourselves look stupid and sound stupid, and you're going out and spouting this all over the place, and people are thinking that fella's stupid, and you know what? They're fucking damn right about it.
Into your head, better than spending the day sleeping. No, that's not very good. Let's try that again. Into your head, better to feed someone than to be fed. Does that make any sense? I don't know. There's more to come, though.
You like commercials? You probably don't. Nobody likes commercials. I don't like commercials. I have to admit, don't like them. But they're a necessary evil. So here's some evil injected into this program for the sake of keeping it funded. Do you like this program but dislike commercials? Well, if that's the case, you can temporarily set aside your hate of commerciality and support the show just by using my shopping links every time you buy anything that you can buy through my shopping links. Just go to intoyourhead.com. Look down the left of the page, you'll see shopping links for Amazon UK, Amazon Canada, Amazon United States. You can click on them every time you're buying anything on Amazon, and I get a generous commission. That's only the start of it. We have allbattery.com. We have a place that sells shoes, a place that sells prescription glasses and ships them to your home anywhere around the world. We have a pet supermarket in the UK. We have an energy drink called Brain Tonic. All of these things, if you click through their ads and buy their stuff, Into Your Head gets a generous commission at no extra cost to you, and you get the, and there's Dream Host now, the web host which I've been using for this podcast for several years. If you sign up to their free trial and then stay with them at $8.95 a month for their fine services, I get a major commission too. So if you're looking for a web host, go to intoyourhead.com, down the left side of the page, and click on my shopping affiliates and do all that crap. And then come back here and say, oh look, I hate evil advertising and commerciality, but I did that much because I love your podcast. I'm a decent human being and I support the arts. So I went and looked at your stuff and shopped. And now I've earned my place as an audience member of this podcast. You can't guilt me anymore with your utterances of non-support. By the way, if you hate commerciality that much but you still want to support the show, you could also just put a tip in the tip jar. Intoyourhead.com. Click on the donate button and leave a tip of any amount, preferably a high one, and that'll support the show too, because these are post-Celtic Tiger times, and you can't just sit around on your arses expecting me to put out free crap, even though I will continue to put out free crap because I've nothing else to do. Suffice to say, on with the show.
Into your head.
Monkey nuts. That's what they call them. They call them monkey nuts. They've other things as well called horse chestnuts. Well, no, you put a horse into anything nowadays and people go ape shit. They say, oh, I don't want horse chestnuts in my monkey nuts. Oh no, I want ape shit or monkey shit, because monkeys are pretty much the same as apes. People forget that monkeys and apes are pretty much interchangeable. Apes are just bigger. An ape is basically a gorilla. It's a big monkey, a big shit-eating monkey. Not that monkeys eat shit. It's just an expression. Shit-eating is just an expression. You're not expressing a claim that they eat shit. No, it's just an expression of. It's the expression of whatever context it's in. It depends on what you mean by it. What something is expressing depends on what you mean by it and what you use it. That's why when you look up a dictionary and you look up a word, it just doesn't just say this means this. It has a big list of things. It says A, noun, something, something, something. B, not noun, something else, something else, something else. I don't know, there'll be a load of different options. That's why learning the English language is not as simple as you first think. When you spout out as a child, you spout out into the world and you think, oh, there's a word. I'm going to make that word now with my mouth. I'm going to go, meh, and nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. They just let you away with it because you're a baby. Then you soon learn. You start school and you go in there and you say meh, 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 and then you do your first exam and you write meh, 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 and they say no, wrong. They put an X. Well, they don't put an X mark beside it anymore. Teachers don't put X marks beside things anymore because that's considered negative. They just they say, oh, very good, except that it's wrong. Apart from that, he did very well. You put some ink onto the paper using an ink tool, an ink appliance tool. Not to say that I'm calling you a tool. You have to be very careful now with your words these days. No matter if you put a word on anything, people will say, what do they mean by that? And they'll get out their dictionary and they'll say, oh, one of the meanings of that word is cunt. They must be calling me a cunt. But no, they won't. They won't bother to check up their thesaurus. They'll say, oh, that fella called me a cunt, he must mean I'm a cunt. No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. So get a fucking grip. Two cats walk into a bar. One of the cats goes straight up to the bar counter and says, "Hello, can I have a pint of your finest Jesus juice, please?" And the man behind the bar says, "What in the name of Christ is that?" And the man behind the cat in front of the bar says, "Well, if you're saying stuff in the name of Christ, you should really know what Jesus juice is. Although maybe you don't. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a provincial slang that's not used around here. Because admittedly, I'm not from around here. But no, Jesus juice is the wine that they use at Mass. The priest pours it into a cup and blesses it and drinks it and handles it very respectively because it's Jesus juice, or it's perceived by many to be the blood of Jesus Christ. Basically white blood cells and red blood cells mixed together with alcohol in a fancy brass cup, and they pour it down their gullets and they say, I'm drinking blood, I'm a vampire, I'm going to go out and kill people now." Except they don't. Except they don't do that, of course. They don't. They draw the line at that. They manage to pull the reins back and they keep it respectful. And that's why they've got away with it for so long. They've managed to not eat people and not turn into vampires and just respectively drink this stuff that's not real blood. It's just, don't worry. It's wine. They drink the wine and it's done as a sign of worship. If they did though, go ahead and let loose on the whole vampire thing and didn't rein back on that, I can tell you it would be a whole different kettle of fish. People would be saying that church thing, that's just some sort of Satan worshipping thing, except it's not Satan, it's the anti-Satan known as Christ, they'd say, but they don't say that because that's not the case. Or is it? Well, that's a matter for debate. This isn't a debate program. This is a monocular talk. I'm giving a talk here on various issues. What am I giving a talk on? How to escape a bear, unattended yo-yos, fear of the light, lots of other stuff, horse meat snobbery, all that sort of thing. It's just a talk, don't worry. These are just words. They're just words that I've stuck together randomly in an unplanned manner, and if they come out as sounding controversial, that's through no fault of my own. That's like if I happen to give you the winning lotto numbers and they're the wrong numbers and they don't come up. That's just because of randomity. It's not because of any disrespect or intention to offend. No. If I gave you 6 numbers and I said, play these on the lotto tonight, they might win, and you didn't win, you wouldn't have the right to come after me saying, you're an offensive bastard, you give me the wrong numbers, who the hell do you think you are? No, I'm not a frigging prophet, that's all. I'm very sorry, I'm not a prophet. Oh yes, that's where it was. 2 cats walk into a bar, ask for Jesus juice, explain what the Jesus juice is, and the man behind the bar says, "Oh, I'm afraid I don't do Jesus juice. I don't think so anyway, unless ordinary wine counts. I've got ordinary wine. I think if you get it blessed by a man of the cloth, that might work for whatever, as long as you're not using it for anything disrespectful, because I don't want to cause controversy here in this bar." And the cat says, "Oh no, not at all. It's just for a story on a podcast." And the man behind the bar says, "Oh, fair enough then. Do you want red or white?" And the cat says, "I want one that's a mixture of white blood cells and red blood cells." Now I'll just get out my colour palette and see what red and white added together makes. Let's just guess that it's red, because I don't have a colour palette on me, because I'm just a cat. "So red wine, please." And the man behind the bar says, "Certainly. Would you like a glass or a bottle?" And the cat says, "I'd like both, please. I'd like a bottle and I'd like a glass to decant it into." I'd also like another glass because there's two of us here. We're going to share a bottle. We're not partners or anything. Well, we're partners in friendship, and we're thinking of running a business together. But no, we're not partners in that way. Cats don't live like that, you know. They don't go setting up partnerships of a marriageable tendency. If they did, probably wouldn't be allowed for us religious cats. Although, why not? Why wouldn't it? I don't know. I'd probably say you're living in sin. It's a sin for a cat to get together with another cat and go drinking wine in a bar and going on about Jesus juice. I don't know. I'm just a cat. I'd have to think more about that. And in order to do that, I need to sit down and relax for half an hour or so. But I can't relax until I've got this round in, because it's my round, and I don't want to be sitting there worrying about when I'm going to get the drinks in, as the other cat will be there looking at me, staring daggers at me, thinking, oh, when's he going to buy a round? Is he expecting me to go up first, or what's happening here? So no, I can't relax and think about all this until I get this round in. And the man behind the bar says, you talk a lot, don't you? And the cat says, yes. That's unusual for a cat, I suppose. But these are unusual times. We have Pope Benedict abdicating. We have Italy in the shitter. Some comedian trying to take over the country. We have what else have we got? We've got drones. We've got drones flying around all over the place, hitting people in the head everywhere. We've got what else have we got? We've got the Onion saying cunt and people acting all offended. We've got a podcast. We've got a podcast where two cats walk into a bar pretty much every week and say stuff. We've got the polar ice caps melting. Anyway, 2 glasses, please, thank you. And the man behind the bar says, certainly, sir. That'll be €5.87, please. And the cat says, oh, that's very cheap. And the man behind the bar says, feel free to add a tip to that. And the cat says, oh, I will feel free to do that. And then he gives the man behind the bar the exact amount. And then a great night is had by all. Anyway, good morning.